Good day. Today I'm going to show you how to install VirtualBox as well as setting up a virtual machine and installing Windows 10 and Windows Server 2019. First things first, you're going to need a couple of things. You'll need to download VirtualBox, you'll need a Windows 10 ISO file as well as a Windows Server 2019 file. You can get VirtualBox by going to the website. This is the website right here, as you can see. So you can scroll down, you can go to, depending on your operating system, you go to the Windows host, Mac OS, Linux. You download it, you can just open or save. I'm not going to open it because I already have it. So this is it right here, VirtualBox. Now, after getting VirtualBox, you're going to need an ISO file. What is an ISO? Basically, an ISO file is a disk image file that contains exact information that you'd find on a particular disk. Now, after acquiring these ISO files, you can then go to VirtualBox. First, click on New. You can type in here. Right now we're actually just setting up the virtual machine, so we haven't installed anything yet. Go to Other, and this is the file here, the Windows Server file. Now, to assign the amount of memory and processors, usually it's advised that you don't go above 50% of your maximum CPU core and the amount of memory that you have. I'll just keep it this as default. Okay, now before you can actually start the virtual machine, is just this one thing you need to set up. You have to go here to network, click on host only, you click on NAT, and then you change it to host only adapter. Then go on advanced. You make sure that adapter type is the Intel Pro /1000 empty desktop. Promiscuous mode, you click on all, allow all. Make sure the cable connected box is ticked, and then that's it. Now we can start the virtual machine. I click start. This part I actually have to cut out. It's crazy. It's taking a long time. I didn't realize I left this part in. Okay, the virtual machine has started up. As you see here, Windows is loading up. Now you click on my language, which is English, depending on your language. Click next. Install now. Then you make sure to click on Windows Server 2019 Standard Desktop Experience, especially. You accept the license terms, click next, install Windows only. We start now, and it will then restart. The virtual machine itself will actually restart a couple of times to install. Now you can do this, click on do this later. You enter in a password. The password has to follow a certain rule in terms of creating your administrator password. Right, there we go, finalizing your settings. Now this part, you press left control and delete, and that would input into the virtual machine, into Windows actually. Control Alt Delete. There we go. Now you're entering the exact password you would have set prior. There we go. Windows Server 2019 has been installed. As you see here, it's the server manager. We'll get into that more later. And there we go. Windows Server 2019. With that out of the way, let's install Windows 10. So you click on New, then Windows 10. Click on Other. You go on the ISO file. You go on Hardware. I set mine to 2 gigs of RAM. For CPU, I'd say I'd give the virtual disk the same 50 gigs of storage. Okay. Now go into settings again. Go to network. Click on NAT. Go to host only adapter. You make sure that it's the right adapter type, and then you promiscuous mode, allow all. Cable connected. Okay, now you can start the virtual machine. Okay, so now the virtual machine is up. Let me just switch to full screen. Now you go to whatever your language is. I'm obviously going to put mine to English, which is right here. Then you click Next, Install. You can skip this, click on I don't have a product key, and it will actually still install regardless. So click on, you accept the terms, install Windows only, click next, here it's installing. There we go. Now it's going to restart a couple of times. You go to whatever region is closest to where you are geographically. There we go. Next, skip. For right now, we can click on I don't have internet. Click use continue with limited setup. Give it a good password that you would remember. Now next, confirm password. Next, you have to add these security questions. There we go. Accept. Not now. And here is doing the final setup. And there we go. Windows 10 has been installed.